Goku, Raditz, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Krillin, along with Shin and Kibito, had arrived in the direction where they last felt Nappa. As his aura suddenly disappeared, they became extremely worried, and when they arrived, they knew what was wrong. Nappa was a statue. Nappa, buddy, say something! Raditz tried to contact his friend, but there was no answer. He was petrified, left frozen for ages, with an angry and shocked expression, not able to tell what he had seen. Shin examined the Saiyan all the more closely. He's alive, but also very fragile. I may have a good idea who was responsible for this. Goku looked at Shin, rather puzzled. Who on Earth, or maybe space, could have done such a thing?
Who do you think it is?
Dabura, king of the demon realm. We knew for some time that he had been working with Babidi, or most likely had fallen under his spell. The only way to free your comrade is to kill Dabura, which, to me, seems like an impossible feat. It's the king of the demons. Is that their ship? Krillin pointed at the vessel, completely blasé to the idea of the king of the demons. Well, the doors are open. It seems like an invitation and a trap. Goku narrowed his eyes.
Well, let's not keep the wizard waiting.
Vegeta nodded. Yes, I agree, let's go. Wait, you don't know what may lurk inside. Dabura is the king of the demon realm. He is far stronger than even the likes of Frieza. I'm pretty sure that most of us are stronger than Frieza, pal. Get over yourself. Raditz patted him on the shoulder. As they entered, they were surrounded by sheer and utter darkness. The light from outside completely wisped away, even though the doors remained open. So, can't we just destroy the whole ship here and call it a day? He then looked to Shin Vegeta. If we do that, we risk awakening Majin Buu. The sudden shock of many explosions might... Suddenly, a flash of light appeared. They saw a fish-lipped, long-headed individual. A Zunian.
Well, interlopers, sorry to keep you waiting. I had to get rid of the trash, you see. The journalist's services were no longer required. In order to proceed, you need to defeat one warrior for each ship level. I will be your first and most likely last challenge. My name is Pui, and I am a champion of my home planet Zune. Raditz laughed loudly. Oh, brother, let me take care of this one. Oh, this is a doozy. I've always wanted to kick a Zunian in the butt, and now's my best chance. Goku nodded. All right, be my guest.
Raditz, please don't get cocky right now. We've only just got here. Krillin warned the Saiyan. Oh, don't you worry. I'll be done with this guy in no time.
Oh, I'll gladly beat you to a pulp, monkey.
And as Pui charged towards Goku's older brother, Raditz just blocked him by catching his fist and punching him back with it. So, you know, the old classic phrase of, hey, stop hitting yourself. What? Stop hitting yourself! Stop! Raditz then let go of Pui's hand, bored of having him hit himself, and allowed him to get a kick on him, only to show that it would do no damage. Clearly, Raditz was showing off. Help! Pui squealed when Raditz caught his leg. Then he began twisting him around like an Olympic hammer. Stronger than Frieza. I don't think you'd get out that much. Piccolo looked at Shin, who looked to be the second most shocked person after Pui. I mean, Dabura surely is, but this is... You can probably tell that Shin was having an aneurysm at this point. They suddenly saw how the scenery changed to a reddish-brown planet with a purple sky. Suddenly, everyone felt heavier, but it didn't seem to affect them all that much. It was just like, you know, when they're in the chamber or on King Kai's planet. Krillin was the one struggling the most, having not really experienced this kind of gravity. Ha! Foolish Saiyan! We are now on my home planet! Our gravity is 10 times stronger than yours. Oh, how cute. You know what's the problem? Me, the prince, and that big lovely oaf you demon pal turned into stone have been training a lot in 450 times gravity recently. You're bluffing. Do I look like I am? Raditz got in front of the Zunian, who seemed very panicked.
Raditz, stop toying with your food and get on with it!
Vegeta sighed.
Oh, since you put it that way, your wish is my command, Prince. No, wait! I give up!
Double Sunday!
And for a brief moment, everyone felt a smell similar to fried fish. And Pui Pui was no more.
Level completed, as you young folks would say.
No one says that anymore. Krillin rolled his eyes. The moment of triumph for Raditz, though, did not last all that long, as they then had to move to the second stage. And indeed, they descended ever still to the next level, where a green monstrosity named Yakon was waiting for them.
You have to choose another challenger.
Goku shrugged.
Well, I mean, we don't need to participate in your idiotic game, but I'll gladly beat you just to prove the point.
The fight had a much more sudden start than the skirmish between Pui Pui and Raditz. It just basically was, there you go. Goku was dodging the sharp arms and spikes of Yakon's tendrils. They then were transported to another place, a place named the Dark Star. Oh, you know it's going to be good. The monster thought that darkness was his ally in this fight, since petty little humanoids needed eyes to see, and they couldn't see in the dark. But Goku surprised him with a Super Saiyan transformation, as well as bump about vibrations in the air. Very quickly, Goku figured out Yakon's light-eating gimmick and overloaded him in an even more savage way than in the original. You can tell that this version of Goku was actually enjoying the monster's suffering. The monster became bloated from all of the energy. It could not process all that it was taking in. It couldn't keep up with the increase in power, and then boom. And I get a feeling that a subsect of the internet would have liked that a little too much.
Well, that looks like about it. One more stage to go.
Goku looked at Shin, scraping parts of Yakon from his armor, very unimpressed.
I gotta admit, Supreme Kai, this isn't exactly something I was expecting to have this easily handed to me.
Kibito looked slightly relieved, actually.
Master, maybe we are outclassing them. Perhaps this will be less challenging than we thought.
The Supreme Kai, though, was still weary. Even though 2 of the levels had been completed with little difficulty, he knew that the last one would be a doozy. Don't be so sure. We still have most likely Dabura to fight. As they went to the next room, the waiting seemed longer than the previous 2 cases. They were just left hanging there. Maybe Dabura wanted to make a dramatic entrance. Well, maybe he didn't expect us to get this far. Maybe we can get the jump on him, said Krillin with some hope in his voice.
Well, the trap is being prepared for us.
Piccolo preferred to put his guard up rather than down.
Well, turns out we can't blow up the ship, but surely we can blow up this door, right?
Goku looked at Shin, then at Raditz. But before they were able to do anything else, the next part of the ship, the door, opened for them. And indeed, a certain demonic entity was waiting for them. Vegeta stepped forward.
I've got this. Leave it to me, Kakarot,
he said, nodding at Goku. Goku just nodded back.
So, you're the king of the demon realm? Pretty low bar to become an errand boy for some second-rate wizard.
Dabura said nothing. He just smiled. Once again, the surroundings changed. This time, immediately, to some kind of hellish landscape. Most likely, Dabura's home.
You know, I haven't actually been fighting for real in quite some time. I thought my best days were behind me. But I think I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, we shall see.
The Demon King smiled and charged toward the prince, who transformed into a Super Saiyan at once. The fight began, with both of the opponents seeming to be actual equals. Nobody had the upper hand right from the get-go. Dabura tried to gain some distance from Vegeta and attempt to blast an evil impulse toward him, but the prince was able to block it with his mechanical limbs. Goku nodded, impressed by Vegeta's actions, and looked to his brother.
Well, I'm glad that Vegeta kept on training after all.
You have no idea what it took to get him back on our side, brother.
Piccolo, however, seemed rather worried. There was something that he couldn't quite explain that was going on here that worried him. This was definitely too easy. The first 2 challenges, they didn't really seem to bother him all that much. But this Demon King? As Dabura got back on his feet, he projected his sword in order to do some real damage. Vegeta responded in kind by transforming into Super Saiyan 2. The demon tried to get a few swings on the prince, but he was simply dodging them with the greatest of ease. He spat fire toward the prince, trying to slow him down, but even that was not enough. The King of Darkness decided to power up and tried beheading Vegeta, but the Saiyan instead caught the blade and broke it with his knee. Dabura looked in disbelief as the same knee then broke his nose. Oh, this felt good, thought the prince. After the fiasco with Cell and the androids, he hadn't felt this way in quite a while. The euphoria of battle, the idea of a proper challenge, it was all coming back to him. Vegeta charged a powerful ki blast and shot the demon in the chest, making him fall to the ground in an instant. Then, he started to viciously punch and kick the demon with great, incredible speed. Dabura tried to manage to get a few attacks in which way, but soon it became clear to him that the worst scenario was becoming reality. Vegeta was stronger than him, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts. He tried to evacuate, flee the scene, but Vegeta was onto him. He had the smell of blood in his nose. He caught him by his cape, drunk on the joy of battle.
Oh, leaving so soon, are we? Master, abort! They're too strong! We need to wake up!
Dabura yelled when Vegeta broke his arm behind his back.
You probably don't know this, but that felt very good.
Everyone started noticing that Vegeta had started to become even more savage with each moment that passed of the fight. It wouldn't have been weird all that long ago, but now, after seeing him a bit more relaxed, this was starting to become a concern. And as for Dabura, he realized what was going down. He was being replaced. Before he could utter anything else, Vegeta smashed his throat with his heel. Then, instead of triumphantly turning in the direction of his allies, he yelled, holding his forehead, "Vegeta!" Goku tried to get there, but before he could do anything to help his friend and ally, he was gone. Completely disappeared. Nobody knew where he went. They couldn't sense him. Kibito and Shin tried to hold him back, but it was too late.
I knew it! This was a trap! Babidi got into his head and...
What do you mean? Said Goku very seriously. Meanwhile, down in the depths of the ship, Babidi was now slightly less worried by the loss of Dabura. He had exchanged the Demon King for a much stronger Saiyan warrior, and he was able to amplify his powers all the more. Also, seemingly, they had all the power needed to revive Majin Buu after the fight with Dabura and now the powered up Vegeta.
Ah, welcome, Vegeta. My new lieutenant. You dealt with Dabura quite easily. Now you will help me fulfill my plans.
The prince started to laugh in kind.
What? What's so funny?
I appreciate what you did to me. You reminded me how low I have fallen, how this planet had softened me up.
What? No, you're supposed to be under my control. Cease this battle at once.
And to think that I hadn't fought for so long. But this is my true nature.
Listen to me. We have to hurry. We have to stop all of these fools and awaken Majin Buu.
Vegeta grinned.
You know, when that blue-skinned fool told me about you, I thought you would at least be somehow impressive. Well, I would like to thank you for your gifts, Master. But neither you nor your creature will be the masters of this world. So say I.
He grabbed Babidi by the neck.
I will be Master, as it was always meant to be.
Babidi tried to escape the clutches of Prince Vegeta, but a beam of energy obliterated his head, along with making a huge hole that led outside of the ship and into the sky. Vegeta threw away the remains of the wizard's carcass and grabbed the apparatus that they used to drain the energy. When he clambered out, he noticed a very confused Nappa.
Huh? Vegeta! Is everything alright? What happened here? My head feels really heavy. Oh, don't worry about it, Nappa.
He tossed the apparatus very high in the sky and destroyed it with a single blast. A rain of fire and projectiles of energy decimated a large portion of the land, creating craters left, right, and center.
Vegeta? What was that? Don't worry, Nappa. We're going back to square one. Remember the first time we visited this rock? I think we should make it work for us, like before.
The large Saiyan noticed the huge M on the prince's forehead.
Alright, something's wrong here. I don't know what's happening, but this ain't you, Vegeta. Not anymore. So whatever it is, snap out of it! Oh, I don't intend to. You can either join me, or get the hell out of my way.
Nappa chose neither and powered up.
In that case, I think you know the answer. How predictable.
And the two started to duke it out. The fight and the whole destruction alerted everyone down on the ship. Raditz was in shock. They trained with Vegeta. They knew he was the strongest of all of them, but such ferocity against Nappa, it clearly did something to him. Something dark. Meanwhile, Ten Shinhan was on the lookout, studying the scrolls to find anything on Babidi or Majin Buu. Suddenly, he felt something dreadful flash across his vision. All of that destruction down below and Vegeta.
Dende, something happened. I think they need me.
The young guard looked at him.
Are you sure, Ten Shinhan?
Ten Shinhan nodded. It's time to be the warrior Kami wanted me to be. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now.